So, word on the street is that the former cast of Empire has been trying to reach out to Bryshere Gray to get him the help he needs because Bryshere is literally a ticking time bomb. His mama from the show, Taraji P Henson, is most concerned and even broke down after finding out what Will Smith and Diddy allegedly did to that boy. If you ask me, the help should probably have come much sooner, but let's just break this down. Of course, a lot of people grew to love Bryshere when he made his debut on Empire as Hakeem Lyon, the youngest son of Lucius Lyon, played by Terrence Howard, and Cookie, played by Taraji P Henson. Lee Daniels is the one who auditioned Bryshere, and he loved his audition and sent him to LA, where he auditioned with Taraji and Terrence. He actually loved Bryshere so much that he started mentoring him, but Lee is the first person people always give a side eye because he was allegedly doing more than just mentoring young Bryshere. See, when it comes to Lee, people are always pointing to a Breakfast Club interview where he made some pretty uncomfortable remarks about Bryshere, and Bryshere was visibly uncomfortable the entire time. First of all, Lee Daniels talked about spending too much time with Bryshere and his son not liking it. And apparently, it was very suggestive how he clapped his hands in a spanking motion while saying "Yaz, Yaz, Yaz" in reference to Bryshere.
Why are we talking about me? I gotta talk about Yaz too. Flip it over to Yaz. It's Yaz.
You don't get to talk to you too much,
Yaz. You don't talk to you too much?
No.
Yeah.
Well, Bryshere never really had a career after Empire, and he's been on our timeline for all the wrong reasons. For instance, in 2021, Bryshere pled guilty and was sentenced to spend 10 days in an Arizona county jail for DV against his wife. When the incident happened, the wife was treated and released for her non-life-threatening injuries, but based on police reports, she had numerous visible injuries on her body, and she also stated that she was strangled at one point by Bryshere and temporarily lost consciousness. Now, in his defense, Bryshere said that his wife tried to take her life a couple of times, and he was only trying to stop that from happening. And he also said that another person named Mac was the one hurting his wife. Well, according to his wife, Bryshere had been diagnosed with bipolar disorder and ADHD, but he refused to take his medication. And she also said that Mac is a fake name Bryshere used when he does not want to be recognized when he ordered food from hotels. He's also been involved in other legal issues, like a lawsuit from his landlord which said that they rented him a condo inside their 4-unit Chicago complex back in August 2019, and they claimed that, among other things, Bryshere left his dog inside the condo for extended periods of time. They claimed the dog was left unattended in common areas in the complex and urinated and defecated all over the place, which significantly damaged the hardwood floors, stairs, and other parts of the property. In addition, they said Bryshere jumped in and out of windows, clogged the toilets by flushing down condoms, smoked pot in places when smoking was not allowed under the lease, and engaged in unsanitary activity including, but not limited to, eating breakfast in one of the bathrooms and leaving it messed up. In November 2022, Bryshere was also arrested again for violating his probation. Reportedly, cops were called by a woman, claiming that she was dating him, and she told the officer that his behavior was escalating and she was concerned for her safety. The woman also claimed that Bryshere threw a box of food at her and pulled her hair. There have actually been a bunch of other legal issues, and of late, Bryshere has been trending for his X-rated porn videos involving men. If you want full-blown 3D views, just go to his X account. He literally posts everything there. And I mean everything, baby. Maybe this is why we have someone like Taraji allegedly finally stepping in. But hear me out. We've also had people who have said that whatever is happening to Bryshere is probably the curse of the Empire.
That whole show has some juju on it because nobody's been doing anything. The show was huge. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's got some bad, it's like, what the some taboo energy, you know what I'm saying? Think about it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's true that as much as Empire was one of the biggest shows for a long time, for some reason after the show, the careers of the actors did not pick up, and those that had already picked, like Terrence Howard's, ended. Back in 2019, Terrence actually announced his plans to retire, and at the time, he spoke about running away from acting after his role in Empire, saying, "I've been playing pretend forever. There's no need to play pretend anymore. I've done my time." In fact, he said that he had every intention of quitting the entertainment industry altogether, not just acting. Terrence also said that he'd gotten to the point where now he's given the very best that he has as an actor and is now enjoying watching emerging talent. It's possible that he said he wanted to quit the entertainment industry because he had just done enough. But if you ask some people, they will tell you it's definitely the Empire curse. You know, even Taraji also had her fair share of nightmares after leaving Empire.
I don't feel like I'm getting paid what I deserve. And Today. I haven't gotten a raise or paid. I've been getting the same amount for films since, I think it was Proud Mary.
Since Proud Mary, which was what year?
2018 was when I finally got a real quote. I haven't gotten a raise since then. And each and every project that I have to fight for that.
You still have to fight.
I have to fight for that.
Y'all remember when she was complaining about not being paid her worth during the Color Purple tour, right? And quite a few times, if I may add. For instance, in an interview with the SAG-AFTRA Foundation, she said that the situation was so bad that she got rid of everyone after she had no roles or endorsements set up after Empire, which ran from 2015 until 2020. She also said her team wanted her to star in another show starring the popular character Cookie, and she would have been open to doing it if they got it right, but her team failed her and they all had to go.
Representation-wise,
firing everybody after Cookie. Everybody had to go. Where is my deal? Where is my commercial? Cookie was top of the fashion game. Where is my endorsement? What did you have set up for after this? That's why y'all haven't seen me in so long. They had nothing set up. All they wanted was another Cookie show. And I said, I'll do it, but it has to be right. The people deserve. She's too beloved for y'all to f it up. And so when they didn't get it right, I was like, well, that's it. And then they had nothing else. You're all fucking fired.
So maybe that thing about the Empire curse could actually be real. Especially since, other than Terrence and Taraji, there was also Jussie Smollett, who literally became a train wreck after the show. In 2020, Jussie was indicted by a Cook County grand jury on 6 counts of felony and disorderly conduct for making 4 false police reports surrounding a fake hate crime. Jussie claimed that he was attacked by white Trump supporters as he walked to get food late at night, but it was eventually revealed that he paid 2 Nigerian brothers to help him stage the entire ordeal. As a result, he was sentenced to 150 days in county jail and 2.5 years on probation. In addition, he was ordered to pay around $120,000 in restitution and fined $25,000. And because of that, people and celebrities distanced themselves from him, and nobody wanted to work with him again. Well, according to reports, Jussie Smollett has been doing everything he can to turn his life around. He checked into a rehab treatment facility, and a rep shared about his situation saying, Jussie has had an extremely difficult past few years. He has quietly been working very hard for some time now, and we are proud of him for taking these necessary steps. Regardless, a lot of people say that Jussie ruined his own career when he staged the hate crime, but what never made sense to me is why would he pull such a move at the height of his career? Was this just as a result of the Empire curse that followed him? Anywho, Jussie Smollett also said that he's very concerned about what's going on with Bryshere, and that he's actually tried to find him and get him help. I don't think it's hard to find Bryshere given how he's been flooding his social media handles with videos I can't even repost. But anyway, this is what Jussie said.
Do y'all communicate?
I've texted with him recently.
Okay, what'd you say?
Yeah, I was just looking. I've been looking for him.
Oh, you have been?
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, that was my brother for 5 years, and I didn't take that lightly. I don't take brotherhood, lightly because I'm so close to my blood brothers. You know, so I see what my brother is going through, and I have consistently reached out to make sure that he knows that he's got a place, and reached out to, family and stuff like that. But I also think that I've been through my own troubles.
Right.
And I've seen people go on and talk about me and my troubles when I would rather that they didn't. And so what I will say about him is that I love that brother.
Well, we also know that as much as the rest of the cast has been through it, nobody comes close to what Bryshere has been through. And that is why people have been saying they should help Bryshere. In fact, when Jaguar Wright recently doubled down on her claims and said that Will Smith was aware that young men in his care, including Bryshere Gray, August Alsina, and his own son Jaden Smith, were allegedly being taken to Diddy to be turned out, she also expressed disappointment in Terrence Howard, noting that while he speaks out on many topics, he remained silent about what was happening to Bryshere Gray on the set of Empire, and said that if he had integrity, he would have stood in the gap for Bryshere.
As far as Will Smith is concerned, until he does right by all of those children that were harmed and corrupted while in his care, children that grew up to be men, boys like Bryshere Gray, August Alsina, your own son, like your own son. Do people forget about that voice clip that I played from Brother Belial?
Jaguar also alleged that Bryshere Gray was subjected to the most disgusting things by Will Smith, Charlie Mack, and Diddy, and she even claimed that a tape exists documenting these events and that Jaden Smith and Justin were present at the time. She also severely criticized Bryshere Gray's mother, accusing her of selling out her son for fame and money. And she claimed she knew about the alleged mistreatment by Will Smith and Charlie Mack, but ignored it to maintain a certain public image. She even alleged that Charlie Mack was allowed to tune that boy up on Coca-Cola despite Bryshere Gray having bipolar disorder and ADHD.
They trying to slay him out so he'll feel too embarrassed to file his lawsuit against Diddy for what Will and Diddy did to him. With Jaden and Justin present, that tape exists.
Okay.
I really hope none of that baby oil was used on those kids. That would just be in bad taste. Baby oil on babies.
You can't say that the flavor camp was sponsored by Johnson & Johnson. You just come on. Come on.
Starting to sound that way, ain't it?
No.
All that talent, and she let Charlie tune that boy up on, knowing that he was bipolar and had ADHD. What kind of mother would do that to her son? Turn him into a prostitute so you could pretend to be something more than what you are, which is nothing more than a filly. You're a big old they're making your son out to be, that's for sure. Because he didn't have no choice. You was down by all. I'm sorry. The Bryshere conversation for me is not easy. Because I came to Belial and I asked Belial to help me save the kids, and all he was worried about was his book.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
Don't nobody care about these kids. Don't nobody care about these kids.
Anywho, maybe the people who worked with Bryshere Gray are finally listening, and I personally hope that they are indeed trying to get Bryshere some help, especially Taraji Henson. I hope she's not just somewhere saying, "Poor boy." Honestly, this entire Bryshere situation has been pretty heavy for the last couple of months, and I'd love to know your thoughts on how it's all unfolding. So, sound off in the comments section below.